Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to try something new. This year I would like to use up some of my journals. I have a lot of journals that are half started, they're very, very old, or I lost interest, that kind of thing. But I have so many things left from having a shop and just collecting over the years, and just, you know the story. We've all been through it, right? We always have a lot more, when you buy something like this, right? I know I have a problem finishing sentences, but you know that about me. But you buy, a package of doilies and you get 50 of them. You want a selection of color, and then you end up with 9,000 of them. So what I would like to do is I'm going to try having a series this year of using things up. I'm looking for the right phrasing. I'm looking for the right kind of way to think about it. I don't want it to be negative. I want it to be positive, like fun. Well, I guess my point is that although I have a lot of plans of new things that I want to try, things that I want to share, I'm thinking that at least a few times a month, I'm going to drag out an old project and just work in it with you. And not necessarily like, let's learn something new, but let's just spend some time together working in our journals, right? This is something new for me. This is a flip-flop journal. And the reason why I made it is because I had these journals that I've had for a long time. I think I may have made them for my my shop, or I was going to make them in my shop and I just kind of changed my mind. I was kind of phasing out making journals in my shop and just selling ephemera. But I had 3 of them, and then I was seeing these cute videos with these flip-flop journals, and I thought, well, I wonder if that would work for those. And to be honest with you, I don't know if it is going to work for these. But I did try it. This is an Amazon bag. I got some stuff in over the Christmas holidays. And then I covered it in some of my, I have vintage fabrics that I bought on Etsy, and I photocopied them. And I'm going to put my little asterisk of copyright laws here. My understanding is, as long as I am not selling these as my design, that I can photocopy and use them. So as long as you're not selling something as your artwork or your creation, you can use it personally. So I'm not selling these. This is my fabric I bought. I made photocopies of it, and I'm using it personally. I'm not selling it. Let me flip through this real quick, because this is actually kind of fun. So this is something that I made, I think Seven Plaza, a year or so ago, had a video making these little things, and it's just floating around in my room waiting for a home. And so I thought, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about quilted fabric with not driver's license, license plates on there. But, I might decorate it to try to make it blend in a little bit. We'll see where that goes. But it's nice that it finally has a home. And I guess one of the things about this particular type of journal is it can actually grow and not necessarily turn into well, this one isn't too bad, but turn into an alligator mouth, right? So I'm going to work on this. I'm going to try to figure out a way of, making like a tie closure on it. I don't know. I don't know that much about these types of journals. I just kind of threw it together last night, hoping for the best. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I tend sometimes to kind of run out of things to say. I kind of run out of steam, and it kind of wears me out to talk too much during my videos. So I tend to want to, just put some music on and just work in the journal, work together. Hopefully you have a journal, or you have a project that you're going to work on while I'm in here doing this. But yeah, I just really need to get some projects done, get some of this stuff. I just have so much stuff. I feel overwhelmed. I'm going to be super honest with you. I feel very overwhelmed by the amount of stuff I have. And I like being creative. I had so much fun making this last night that I was up till 2 in the morning. It's a lot of fun, but like I said, it's overwhelming. And then there is also that whole, you change your mind about the kinds of things that you're really excited about. Like something new comes along, you see something fun, you know, a new digital or just a new product, and you go kind of into a completely different direction, and then you kind of leave some of these little orphans, you know, in the background. This is what I wanted to work on today. Today's January 1st. This video probably won't go out until tomorrow or the next day. But yeah, I just was in the mood to make a video. I was in the mood to work on this journal, and I thought I'd share that with you. Here are some, this is my Kitsch, labeled my Kitsch box. It's got all kinds of just fun little things. Oh, that's cute. I think I'll use that today. A lot of this stuff is kind of spring, summer, but I don't really care. I just really want it. And this was something that somebody sent to me that I made a little cluster out of. I can probably just throw that in. Lots of different things in here. Like I said, I'm just going to start picking things out and gluing stuff in, and I'll pop in some music, maybe fast forward it, because I'm sure it's glue and paper. It's not going to be too terribly exciting. I want to show a little bit more of some of the things that I'm going to try to work through, try to whittle down the mass quantities of. This is some tape, just regular, I don't know, this was like, yeah, this was wide masking tape that I stenciled on. And I love that. I love those. I want to make some more of those this year. And then just bits and pieces, you know, this is just some tissue paper and some digitals, just bits and pieces that I've had, that I wanted to have where I can rifle through it. That's what these boxes are great for. Let me move that. This is what I really, oh, hold on. This was fun. I went through my stamp collection, and I picked out the stamps that I keep passing by. This isn't a stamp, but I keep, like these, like this is from Cuba, you know, it's a fight. I'm not into boxing, so whatever. But there's a lot of stamps in here that, those are the ones I keep throwing to the side, like, I don't know, you know, because I buy them in bulk on Etsy. And sometimes they put in, you know, just some stuff to fluff it up. And so I don't, you know, they're not things that I grab at all the time. I just wanted to, thought I'd use them up. Meg on Meg Journals, she turns them around. She'll turn a lot of her stamps around and then put some, you know, she'll use it kind of as a background. So I thought that's what I would try to use some of those for. Let me grab this. Oh, and then this right here, I keep jumping ahead of myself. I'm sorry. This right here is washi from when I used to make these and put them in my planners. I wish I could explain why I can't just throw stuff away. I mean, I could easily just toss this and just go, yeah, we're good. But I don't know. I think I like sometimes the challenge of having to figure out how those are going to work. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. These are words of the year that I've collected over the years. And I thought, you know, why not just throw them in like this? Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I did that. I thought that came out really cute. Just, you know, she's upside down. She's having fun. I just thought that would be a great way. Just throw them in here. Let's just use them up. I've got bunches of these cut out fussy cut flowers. I have a lot of playing cards. I've had these stickers for decades probably. Butterflies, a bunch of washi I still have. Just some cards. I think that these are like journaling cards, more journaling cards. Insects, another journaling card. These are vintage, not vintage, but images out of children's books that I cut out, and then some of them I backed with some cardstock and then inked around them just as, just to use them. I have a lot of this kind of stuff. Journaling spots, some from my magazines, some artwork that was sent to me by a friend, some sticker paper, different stickers, more images. These I thought I could make tags out of. I'm not sure about that. Just some digitals, more digitals. And these are pieces from one of my favorite paper pads. And that's from the covers, so I kept those. Random pieces of paper. Tom Jones, that has to go in everybody's journal. These are the pages from my work basket magazines that I bought. I think they were like either 10 cents. I think they were like 10 cents a piece at the thrift store. Yeah, I couldn't resist. Birds and just, whatnot. Page tabs. There's a hidden paper clip, some tags, just some whatnot. This is a journal that I had from many, many years ago that I cut up into strips to make tags out of, and I didn't really like the journal, as you can see, or else why would I tear it up like that? But I love these now. I mean, I absolutely love these tags that I made out of from cutting up a journal. So I don't know. Maybe I'll put some tags in, some random paper. I love these. These are from Seven Plaza. She has haberdashery in her Ko-fi. It's haberdashery digitals. And I cut them out, and they're trims and stuff, and they're just so adorable. Some of them are on label paper, and some of them are just printed out on regular copy paper. But I'll go ahead and put a link to her shop in my description. Oh, these are some pictures that I took years ago. Just some labels or whatever I cut out of some paper. And just some, I don't know, garbage. This stuff right here is, these are too big for this size journal, but I thought, you know what, I could cut into them. I can use them somehow. I don't know. I just thought I really need to use some of this stuff up. So I am going to get started. Whoa, excuse my arm. There. I'm going to get started on, not this one. I think this one can wait. But this one, I think, could use some help. So I think one of my issues also is this thin format. I really struggle with it. And I think that's the reason why I finally let go of this size of journal. But like I said, I have a bunch of them. I mean, well, not anymore, but I've had so many of these in the past. And yeah, I'm just ready to move on to the larger sizes that can come out a little bit. And then I'm struggling with, like, how do I fill the page? Just like anybody else, I've been doing this. I started art journaling in 2008, I think it was, or junk journaling. Well, I called it art journaling because of Art Journaling magazine, but junk journaling since 2008. And I still struggle. I still struggle with pages, with color, with how do I make this work. I wish I could say it was different, but it's not. But it's fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy the challenge. Like this, when I did this, I've had this paper forever. This was something that was just sitting in that box, in my miscellaneous box. I put her on there, and it just kind of grew. I actually went back and forth, and I kept adding stuff to this page. I didn't do it all in one sitting. So yeah, that's, I mean, it's just, it is what it is. You can just do the best you can. That's the reason why I like digitals. And I know they're not everybody's cup of tea. But when you work with the same stuff all the time and it just gets tired, you kind of need something to kind of bump it up that isn't going to cost a lot of money. the thing that I like personally about digitals is you can buy a whole line of somebody's digitals. They could have 40 pages, they could have 20 pages, and you only like one or you like five. You may like all of them, which happens, but if you like just one or two now and then maybe later you'll like a couple more at a different time, I mean, that's just kind of the way that can go. And that's the reason why I love digitals, is because of that. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to save that for Valentine's. I was going to stick him on there, but yeah. But that kind of reminds me of, let's get that one bag out. Case in point, right? I've used the stamps, I've used the washi, I've used all the different bits and pieces, but I have this digital that I bought. I don't remember who it was from. If I can remember who I got this from, I'll put it in the description. But for the most part, a lot of this is already just ready to go. Just sitting in a, like, yeah, see? Like that. I could just put that on there and then that's done, right? That's what I mean. It's, you can only do so much with just, as far as I'm concerned at least, junk. Sometimes I feel like you need to just kind of have a little something more to fall back on. And I see a lot of people just fill their pages, and I do too. But then, they turn into, let's see, what do I have here? Something like this. This is tied down about as much as I can tie it down. And this one has, I don't remember how many pages I ended up with this one, but I love making clusters. I love doing all these different things. And then your journal just gets ridiculous, right? So I'm going to try to keep these kind of at a minimum. Not too much stuff, but mostly smaller. Yeah, just smaller, just thinner. I'm not going to put any clusters. I'm going to try to keep it just as many thin items on the page as I can. And yes, the idea here is to use this stuff up, but I'd also like to, have a little bit of fun with composition and whimsy. Like this is a perfect example here. I put this guy up here, right? He's pointing at something. I don't remember what it was, but I had this monkey stamp. I thought it would be funny. He's pointing at a monkey, and then I didn't have anything for down here. And I thought, well, let me get my flowers out, throw a flower and a bug. Yeah, it's not a work of art, but I used up some stuff. I've had this flower for years and now everything has a home. This is actually a photocopy of a picture I took of, I have these squirrels. Well, I used to have two squirrels. One of them got broken, that go on the wall. They're vintage from Japan. They're super cute. Took a picture of him, printed it out, cut him out, and now he's hanging out in the tree above this girl playing in the mud along with a bird. So it's just kind of, this weird little world that I build in my journals. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just start working on some of these pages. I'm going to put on some music because I don't create and talk at the same time very well, as you probably can tell. So I'll meet you on the other side, unless I have something interesting to say. So this is my collection of playing cards that I have left over from, you know, giveaways, my shop, that kind of thing. Oh, that's what I was going to look for. I was wondering, because I knew I had a different color of owl. I was kind of wondering if that would be cute. Didn't know I was going to find it that quickly. I'm running out of room. Yeah, see, I was thinking, you know, I've got the blues and the greens and the browns here, and then the browns over here. And I thought, you know, if I'm going to put one of these cards on there, that would be, I'm going to try it. What the heck? The whole idea of this is not to overthink it. And as usual, I'm overthinking it. I'm so sorry about that. You're going to have to also excuse me for cutting in and out. For some reason, I'm having a dry throat today. So it's been my experience, the best way to put a playing card, because they won't glue, is just use double-sided tape. I'm sure most people know that. But in case you didn't, I thought it was worth mentioning. I'm going to have to chew on a candy while I'm doing this because my throat. I wish that I would have put this doily over a little bit more. See if this will work. Yeah, it'll work. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that for now. You know, once I like a couple of things that I do on the page, I don't mind moving to another page and then going back as I, you know, kind of work through my my ephemera and all my fun stuff. So let's see what we can do over here. Like some of this stuff in this box can fit onto a page like that, unless you want to have your image go across. Let's see, like this, for instance. Let's try this real quick. Sometimes I feel like that movie Toys, is it? With Robin Williams, where when his office starts to close in on him. Let's see. That's not gonna, isn't that pretty? I have a friend of mine gave me a book of vintage toys. And so I made some envelopes. Oh my gosh. I just absolutely love that. Okay, onto this, sorry. So you can do that. You know? Tuck. Let's see if we can find one. Oh, and this was Seven Plaza did these. They're like little pocket tags things. Oh gosh, isn't that cute? Let's see. I love that. I don't want to cover it. I want to find a spot for this now, which is kind of silly, but I should have gone. See, this is the thing that I told myself I wasn't going to do, and here I am doing it. I'm overthinking. Maybe I'll cover that. I don't care. That's actually kind of pretty. It's just that I don't want her, I don't know if I want her up there. Yeah. She has candles coming out of her head. Use it like you know, like I said with the doily, right? Have a ruler on hand. Sometimes I even do that a little bit to see if I can make sure that it's gonna. Okay, let me grab my wax paper. This is you know, having some wax paper on hand is a great way to be able to like kind of manipulate the image onto the page or the paper or whatever without tearing up the paper or the image. And then it kind of, and then any of the glue that comes out from underneath your image or your paper goes onto the wax paper. instead of on your page. And I use just regular old tissues from a tissue box because it mops it up, it takes it off, and it, I don't know, it just works for me. I've tried so many other things. I guess because it's thin, it's easier manipulated. There. Okay, let's see. I hope having a candy in my mouth isn't annoying you, because it is definitely helping my throat. I don't know what happened to me this morning. We've got some snow today. It's actually snowing out there. Well, yep, it's still snowing. There. A way to use your larger images. And the colors kind of match. That's my favorite part of art journaling, and junk journaling, excuse me. And I realize that's not an issue for people usually, but it is for me. It's my favorite part. It's the reason why I do this. So I really do need to kind of figure out my place in the sun when it comes to how much, you know, to chit chat, how much to edit out, that kind of thing. Because you're not in the room with me. I wish you were, but you are not. I would like your opinion. You know, what is your preference? Would you rather I shut the heck up, or is it okay that I do both as far as chit-chatting and then putting on music? I'd really like to know your preference. It would make things a little easier for me to kind of make that decision, because this isn't just about me. This is about spending time together with like-minded souls, if you know what I mean. And your opinion matters to me. I'm not doing this to make money. I don't want to ever do this to make money. I would like to stay small. Some of my favorite creators have 3,000 to 7,000 followers. They're what you would call, you know, kind of smaller than the ones that are 25,000 and above, which scares the heck out of me to think about that many people watching my videos. I'd rather keep it small. So your opinion matters to me. I'd really like to know what you think, you know. I don't know if you want to hear me blather on, but yeah. So just let me know in the comments what you think, what your preference would be. So this right here is, I was trying to use up a bunch of stickers and a bunch of junk, and I don't really like the way these turned out, but it is what it is. I'm not going to throw away something I can use. So I need to figure something out for in this space right here. Isn't that cute? I wonder if that would work. This is cute. Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't have to necessarily put something in there. I just love these flowers. Is there a candle going to come out of every one of my... I need to cover that up. That's annoying. But I wonder if I could just... I think that would be pretty there. You know what would be kind of nice? I think I'm going to put a doily behind that. Let's see. Let's double doily this up. Again, we're running out of room here. I mean, wouldn't that be interesting? Okay, so I have a bunch of master boards that I made, just trying to use up some of my pieces of paper, as you can tell, which is what a master board is. Hello. But some of them do have this writing on the back. I mean, not writing, but lines. But I think some of these, yeah, I think, look at, yeah. Not a fan of some of these papers that sometimes you get paper pads and you don't like all of the papers in them, but you are like me and for some reason have an issue with throwing stuff away. Yeah. I have given so much. Well, I've given a lot of stuff away. I've sold a lot of stuff, but I've given, happy mailed out quite a bit of stuff. But that really gets kind of pricey to keep mailing stuff out. So I'm going to try to use stuff up again. Let's see which one of these might work. The purple. Oh, wait, the purple's on there. Let's see if this one will work, because there's a little bit of purple there. It might kind of bring it all together a little bit. Yeah, that's good. Yay. That was easy. All right, so I'm going to distress it a little bit, ink it a little bit. I'm not going to be decorating it because these are already thick. I may put a little something here, like a, I don't know, some sort of little cluster. All right. I like that. It's kind of nice. I've been trying to figure out what I want to do with these journals for so long, and to actually see some stuff happening again in here, it kind of warms my heart. So like I said, I kind of want to put something behind this. So that's going to take some thinking. I mean, I guess I could always, hold on, let me get my, oh, here's a small doily. I wonder if a small doily might be okay. Yeah, something like that. Kind of, it's a little bit distressed, but I just don't want to see any more, I don't know, birthday candles. I don't know. Then maybe I could put something on there. I'm just going to stick it down for now. Excuse my arm reaching, but I do only have a certain amount of room here on this desk. I've said that several times, but yeah, the birthday cake's not working for me. And I'm only doing the middle of it because I will be crunching this up and distressing it just a little bit. But let's see if this will hopefully not iron it too much. Okay. Let's see. So I'm going to put that there, but I want to put something up there. I'm just determined to use her, aren't I? Oh my gosh, I like that. Let's see, do I want it up there? No, I want her there. Okay. Then we have her. Look at her. She would be great on a, I love her. Okay, we're done with that. But I want something up here. How about a flower? I know what I'm doing is I could use something like this and I'm being cheap. I'm saying to myself, you're not going to be able to see most of it, but you know what? There's plenty more where that came from. What's going on? That's the thing is that I notice about myself is that after a while of him and Han and going back and forth about these different things, I finally lose patience and I'm just like, no, I'm just going to use that and call it a day. And then I end up really, really liking what I choose when I get frustrated with myself. All right, let's put that on there. Okay. Now I can put this on there. This is just some cardstock that I had fun with paint and gesso. There. That'll work. Make sure it's not crooked. Okay. This is going to need to get squished, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's see what's going on here. Oh gosh, I like that. That came out pretty good. And you know, if it sticks out a little bit past there, it doesn't really matter to me. It doesn't stick out that much. So I wonder if I should try to put something in here. You know, I'm afraid it's gonna, you know, thicken. Here, I'll just stick that in. That's cute. Let's look for a little background for her. For some reason, I'm thinking about a flower. I don't know. I'm going to try it. Okay. I think these are stickers. I don't know. I've had some of this stuff for, yep, it is. I've had some of this stuff for so long. Yeah, I'll just put it there. There, that'll work. Just a little something. Because it's on clear sticker paper, it's kind of fading in. That's kind of cool. Sometimes because you can't usually get a lot of your glue on the edges of the doilies, I'll crunch them up and kind of distress them a little bit. I don't put distressed ink on them. I've done that before and it's kind of I don't like the way it looks. I'd rather it look like it was from the bottom of the laundry basket. That's good. I think I like that. All right, so there's this one. There's this one. I had already done this one off camera. I don't know, let's see. Let's see what we can do with this one, another butterfly. You know what? Butterflies and flowers are happening. That little bow looks cute on her. So I don't mind covering this up. I'm going to try to figure out something that can come down here. I got the doily. I think I'm going to go back to the flowers and see what I have here. If all else fails, flowers, a butterfly, and a postage stamp. That's the way I roll. That's kind of weird. One thing that I like to do once in a while is, where are those big ones? Here they are. I knew I'd be able to use these once in a while. And this really makes it a little bit difficult for the pages to close, but yeah, whatever. It's not going to make it into a museum. Sometimes what I like to do is take one of these bigger ones, fold them like I do the doilies, and then it kind of blends. That's kind of bright. I want something that's going to pop off of that. No, that's too busy. Yeah, I was kind of hoping to maybe bring something down. Did I try that one? No, I didn't. Oh, yeah, something like that. Something that's going to kind of bring both to... Now I regret that. Because that everything else kind of like matches. That blue... Oh, well, you know what I can do? I can look for something, an image or something that might bring all those colors together. I like the way that looks. I'm not going to spend that much time on that. Clean these up. I don't want to put these with the other ones because these are my huge ones. So I like to keep those separate. Let's see now. Let's see if I want this to go. Yeah, I liked it better in that direction. Okay, so what I will do, I don't want to cover her up. There. Okay, where's my... Here it is. So I'm going to throw my ruler in there and crease it. Then I know where my crease mark is so that when I glue it in, it's where I want it. Hopefully. Now I've got to figure out how high up, because I don't want to cover her up. So this little guy needs to go about right there. Okay, let's see what we can do here. I would ink it, but I'm kind of going to back off a little bit on the inking a little bit, the tea dyeing a little bit, and see if I can mix it up instead of having everything distressed looking. Mix it up. So I guess now would be a good time to kind of talk a little bit about the upcoming year. I have a file full of ideas, organized and all that kind of stuff. This was not on it. This was a bit impromptu. That's okay. But I am, let's see if that'll work. Yeah, it's almost like he's still in the tree. I like that. But yeah, I've got a lot of plans. I still have my Dollar Tree series going. Apparently YouTube does not like series. I don't know why, and I don't really care. So I'll keep doing that. It's just squishing around on there. I'm going to squish this down like this. Okay. You know what? I think this would be a good time for me to let this dry, because it's going to really need to on that card. There might be a little bit more that needs to happen for that. I don't know. Now I'm probably going way over time, but oh well. Oh well for that. Oh, it's stuck. We're good. All right. See, I like the way this you know, it's bringing this pink up into the card. It's softening the lines a little bit. It's kind of disappearing into the chocolate cake up here a little bit because of the tans and, you know, the golds matching the peanuts. Oh my gosh, I just saw that. Those are actually peanuts on toothpicks shoved in a cake with cookies on top. Oh, I'm sorry. I digress. I'm sorry. But some of the things that I find in vintage cookbooks just crack me up. Okay. All right. So I need to have something down here. And I'm kind of wondering if I want to try to bring some of this yellow over. Just to kind of make the whole page gel, I guess. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll just set stuff on that, even though I'm probably not going to use it, just to kind of get an idea of color. Like right now I'm thinking yellow is what I want to use. But that doesn't always work out. So I am going to, just going to peek through here real quick and see. Can you see? Yeah. And see if there's anything in here that might do the trick. I don't think so. I'm not seeing anything that's wowing me in these. All right, I'm going to leave that alone. I don't want to get too, you know, there's a lot going on. I don't want to get too fancy. Let's see. If all else fails, grab a butterfly or a flower or a postage stamp. We've already got the flowers. Let's see. I think I need a butterfly. That one's too yellow. What about this one? That one might be a nice yellow. It's kind of big though. It'd be nice if I had something smaller. You know what I might be able to do? I'm going to try to get into some of this stuff without causing an avalanche. I was wondering if this, let's see if there's another yellow in here that's brighter first. I realize, and I'd be the first person to say, it's just a junk journal. It's just, when you're done with it, it's going to go on a shelf. So what difference does it make to go through all of this looking for the perfect piece of paper? That's the point. And I know that sounds bizarre, and I wouldn't blame you for making that judgment, but that's the point with me. Trying to make it work, trying to make something work with the stuff I have on hand is what I enjoy. So that's, you know, kind of the crux of my channel station. My channel. I'm liking this. I don't know why. It looks really super busy, but I'm liking it. Isn't that a strange stamp? What if I turn this one around like that? Nah. Look. Little baby. That's cute. Yeah, guess what? That one's going on there. I don't know why. Baby needs a baby wipe, but cute. I don't know why the baby had to go on there, but I think all the colors were matching, even though his face is a mess. I was I am going to digress one more time. My children were always spotless because I couldn't handle the smell of food on, that's one of my little weird, idiosyncrasies is smelling food on people or things. And so poor little children I was always scrubbing them down. I know there's no other blue in there, but I want to put that on here. Like, she's like, yay, the horse is on its way. I don't know. It's going on. Sometimes what I like to do is just throw something on and make a hash out of it and then do damage control. I mean, that's the way I do a lot of my junk drilling. And I invite you to do the same thing. I hope that I'm going to be an inspiration for you to just get get some glue out, get some paper, and just go to town. And not worry too much about what anybody else thinks, especially if you don't put it on a video. All right, so I don't know why that had to go there, but like, that's one of the things about these types of journals, for some reason, I've always done. I've always kind of made a story out of it. Like, they're having fun playing, baby there. I mean, there's always like some story. It's kind of silly, I guess it's my imagination. So I need something with this blue in it. And I know I do have either some, I already have a butterfly. And I think I might have, I don't know. I was thinking about maybe flowers or something. Put that there. Move some of this stuff out of the way. I'm certain to... There we go. Okay. So postage stamp, I don't want another postage stamp. So that's kind of how I do it. It's, I use, these are the journals that I use a lot of bright stuff in. A lot of my brights. See, I was thinking something like that maybe, like, because it has the blue in it, and it kind of goes with that a little bit. But I don't think she needs a hat. Yeah, that's gonna, good enough. I wonder sometimes if part of the reason why I'm kind of like, part of the reason why I do this kind of junk journaling is because I get so proud of myself for just going, yeah, just do that. And I just kind of throw things on there and not worry about it. And then I like it. I like it more than the ones I like overthink. Okay, so which way does this want to go? I don't know. I should have planned that out a little bit better though. Let's see. Okay, let's see if we can get this on there. It melts into the background there, but it gives the color. But I also feel as if this page needs more. So I am actually going to be right back. So this is something else that I want to make a video from. And I know it's kind of weird to say all this now, before I even make the video, but I want to use these right now. So these are ads from my vintage magazines. And I scan them and I put them on cardstock and printed them out. I did 2 to a page so they'd be small. But what I thought it would be fun if I made my own labels. Like these are digitals that I purchased. These are Louise Heinzel. And so she, that's her digitals. So cute. Absolutely love. These are some digitals that I found on Etsy. And I thought, I wonder if there's a way to make my own. And so like I said, I cut out a bunch of ads. I scanned them and I put them in my, computer, printed them up and made these. My own labels, even though they are from a magazine. I'm not claiming they're my art. I'm not claiming that they're mine. It's my personal magazine. I'm using my own stuff and I'm not selling these. I'm not selling these as my own art. But see how it's this little guy right here? He's kind of black and white. You pull that over, it kind of pulls it together. That's what was missing, is there was a lot of color and it just, there wasn't, you know, a lot of cohesiveness. So, and there's enough gray and in this, you know, gray and cream or tan or whatever you want to call it, aged over here. Why do I keep grabbing this one? We're done. To kind of bring that look down into this part of the page. Which, like I said, it isn't, of course, you know, mandatory when you're junk journaling for all those things to happen, but it makes me happy, and I'm covering up candles, and that makes me even more happy. So yeah, it works on many levels. So yeah. Oh, hold on. And you still can see the candelabra and the ivy. All right, I think that's enough of me for one day. Yeah, okay, so 1, 2, and 3. And I like them. And it was fun doing this with you. I hope you enjoyed this because I had a lot of fun. So we got a chance to catch up and we got a chance to talk about what's coming up this year. And I hope that you had a wonderful holiday season. And I hope you're looking forward to the upcoming year. I know that I am. And so I'm going to say goodbye now. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.